Count now.
It is.
Okay. Alright guys, today we did an install on a Honda Trx450. Wanted to go over the things that you're going to need for this install. So if it has current stickers on it, you're going to need Goo Gone to clean up that sticky after you peel those. That's just the easiest way to do that. After that, you need to thoroughly hit the hole with teenager alcohol to try and get basically anything off that we don't want on there before we install graphics. And basically just your typical squeegee X-Acto. As you can see, the kit turned out pretty sweet, but we'll get into the install here in a second. Just wanted to do a quick promo of our skid plates. If you guys need skid plates, we got these on our website. This is for a TRX90, looks pretty sweet though, mounts up nice. These are made out of UHMW, a very durable material. Got case savers and sprocket guards. Got some more right there, let's go. So let's get into this install. Alright, so I always advise starting on the hood, just so that you can get the hood popped off after that and you can install everything else the rest of the day without having issues, without anything in the way. So you start down here, get that centered up down at the bottom, pull it up to the top, center it up, work that metal body line, and just work it out. These plastics are a little bit rough. We're going to show you how you can cover up rough plastics and not have an issue with it. I mean, they are pretty scratched up. You can kind of see over there on the back as well. She's been ridden, but that's not an issue. The stickers will stick just fine. Get this line up top where you want it to be. Right there. And you can untack this, work down to there, work that body line all the way up. Alright, we'll get a little bit of heat on that. And we can finish the rest out. Perfect. Same thing for the other side. Alright, so once you get middle done, side's done, this top piece is pretty self-explanatory. Josh is showing us that you're going to get the pins out next and then pop this hood off. Alright, start this piece. Get your holes lined up top. Then you pull tight down to the bottom. Like so. Try and hit that middle body line right there. And you can go up with it. Just a little bit at a time to make sure you get all the air out. And then once you get that next body line, just make sure you keep pressure. This has got a good amount of stress there, but it comes out to the next body line. Just make sure it's all good. Good to go. Just follow this piece body line to body line. You can kind of see where that goes down and dips down and comes out. You just kind of want to make sure you go line to line, and it goes pretty smooth. Alright, so while you're at it, you might as well finish out this piece right here. Get that bottom line going where you want it to. You're gonna hit that middle body line and then work it in from there. And you'll go down with it. Perfect. All right, so we're starting to get this piece on right here. Just get that front stuck and everything else lays nice. Just try and keep it from going onto this contour up here, because then you have to worry about possible pressure washing it off, and just takes more debris if it's on this, and it's more of a risk that it might not stick if it goes onto this contour. So just try and keep it on this flat surface and go back with it. Pretty easy. Alright, so a lot of people think the tanks are one of the hardest pieces, but I beg to differ. It's pretty easy. So you just get this bottom edge right here down where you want it to. Alright, so once you get this point and this point where you want it, you just kind of just push it all out. So these have slits in them so that they actually breathe a little bit, so you don't have to worry about bubbles on them. So I think it's one of the easiest decals on the kit once you know where to put it. It's just getting it where you need to go. So this piece, you just want to get your body lines going where you want them to, like so. Sometimes you have to trim a little at the bottom. This depends on what plastics and stuff are. You just work this around over the top. That's good. So we'll come back and trim the rest of the kit. We'll trim a little bit off right here. But pretty easy. Even though the plastics are rough, it's still going to stick fine. Alright, so this is the next piece. Just get kind of this point and this point where it needs to go. Tack them. Work that out, and then you'll want to work this piece up. And this tab also, and this is kind of why we need to pull the seat off to do the installs, because these tabs go underneath here, this goes underneath here. It's just easy, just get that seat off and make things happen. Alright, so this is probably the hardest piece on the quad. This is the one we did a demo of 9 years ago, so we'll go over it again. So I like to get my corner up here.
Jason's on the phone, want to talk to you. Can we take a message or?
Yeah, take a message. I don't know what that guy wants. Alright, so get that corner where you want it to go. The next thing is going to be pulling it tight and getting it going down the fender. Make sure it's not going onto this contour here. You don't want to be able to, this is part of the durability, is keeping them off the edges so you don't pressure wash them off, you don't have trees hitting them. This will keep you out of trouble. So you go right down that middle body line right there, and this is how you split this decal into basically 2 steps. So usually you do need heat on this decal, just trying to attack the middle of it first before anything else. Just trying to disperse all the stress from the plastics. Being so curvy throughout this section, but so looks like we'll need a little bit of heat there. We'll come back to that. So at this point you want to untack everything over here so you can move it all this way. You want to push with extreme pressure through here. This is a bit of a stressful area, but once you get the sticker down, you won't have any issues. A little bit of a bubble right there. That's not an issue. We'll just pull that back up. Push it right back down. So we'll get some heat on this right here, and we'll be good. That went like a million times quicker than it did 9 years ago. bit of heat to relax the material. Perfect, and that is a little bit of a bubble there. That is the hardest piece on the quad. Alright, so again, plastics are rough, no problem. You just want to get this stuck in the corner right where you want it to be. Try and keep that same gap in between those pieces throughout. Go ahead and push it down. Sticks just fine. Just need to heat her down real nice and it'll be good to go. This is also one of the hardest pieces you're about to tackle, so let's get to it. Alrighty, so on this piece there is sometimes trimming going on. You want to make sure you get the main design lined up and then you can kind of work everything from there. So these lines are obviously the most standout design wise out of this whole setup. So we're going to want to get these, try and do it without heat just so you guys know it can be done. Not really of a squeegee piece because there's so many contours to it. You gotta put these stress cuts in it, otherwise it just won't go down. Heat's gonna help you a little bit with all of this, but I'm trying to show you guys how it can be done without heat. There it is. I'll have to trim this up a little bit as well, but overall, not bad. Alright, we'll finish out this rear fender with this piece. Sometimes it's a little bit of a tricky guy. Usually requires some trimming. Usually I like to get this straight right here. And you'll work it down from there. We'll have to do a little bit of trimming to clean some of this up, but as you try and keep this off this contour, because that's the first surface that your boots and stuff will hit to rub, so try and trim it up a little bit up here to try and keep some wear off the decals, but you all can do so much whenever you're riding hard. Alright, so on these we like to start with the inside piece right here, because that sets sets the bar for this piece out here. I like to really push this contour line right here, and you can just squeegee down with it. Comes right down that, perfect. Fits there, good to go. Alright, so now that we got this piece on, we can work on dialing in the design, getting that lined up perfect. Or in that, something like so. Once you have that on, you can just kind of push the rest out to get all the air out. And it stays off this outside edge, which is perfect. A little bit of a bubble right there. Alright, so on the warning labels, you can leave them or you can drill them out, whatever you want. As long as they have if they're brand new, you need to pull the factory plastic that comes on them off of them, because that can be an issue. So as long as you do that, you're good to go. It can go on the warning labels or you can drill them out. Most of the time we just stick them right on top of the warning label and have no issue. But we'll really heat it into this warning label and it'll look nice and neat. Alright, again we're thinking about design lining up always. Get that lined up, pull tight down here. lines up pretty good right there, so we'll continue that design line up throughout these pieces as well. Try not to let it stick before you want to push it down. Keeps as much stress off of it as possible. Alright, with this one I usually like to do it last just to try and make all the design line up as good as possible. Just try and get all the lines lined up and then work it on. Then you're good to go. So that is a full side that's on. We'll do a time lapse of finishing out the rest, and then it'll be done, just like that. Giving it a good heat down afterwards, just to make sure everything's sticking down nicely, checking all the edges, making sure it's all sealed down.
Build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety filling up every space, no privacy, and silently it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn, no closure, moving closer, no exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough, I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough, I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck, can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy, gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it, I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret and frenemies. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't